We are currently at San Francisco International Airport, sitting here at the international gates. This is a mod created by Kuro, and it shortens the fuselage of the 787-10 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So today we're going to be flying this over to Singapore. This is United's second longest route, the first being from Houston over to Melbourne, but we're going to be flying the second longest today. And the flight time is going to be 16 hours and 47 minutes, so pretty close to that Auckland to Doha flight that we did not too long ago. Almost 17 hours long, which is a pretty extensive flight. We are flying United once again. I promise you guys I will change up the airlines in the next couple of videos, but United seems to be pretty fitting for a lot of the routes that I want to do. So that's what we're going to be flying today. If you haven't noticed already, we do have new engine textures on the 787. These are created by TJC Aviation. He does a lot of texturing for aircraft, specifically the 787, and he did these new engine textures that look amazing on the aircraft, and they bring the aircraft to a whole nother level when it comes to looks. And also, I was given the code by TJC Aviation for this L2 boarding that you see here. So the passengers now board from the L2 door, which is a lot more realistic and what a lot of airlines do with these wide body aircraft. So that adds a bit more realism to our flight as well. We do have some power going on in the aircraft, but we still need to enter in our flight plan, get loaded up with cargo and passengers, and get everything situated for our pre-flight. So let's head into the flight deck and get ready for our flight over to Singapore. Alright, we are on the flight deck. As you can see, it's powered on. Let's head on upstairs and get our IRSs aligned. Let's get an aft fuel pump, seatbelt signs, and we're going to head down to the FMC and get our flight loaded up. Alright, let's go to position, enter in our airport, which is San Francisco, and our boarding is completed. And we're going to hit request routes. Load from SimBrief. This aircraft does have SimBrief integration, and it loads in all our waypoints here, so gonna be pretty straightforward for that. Alright, our flight plan is loaded up. Gonna hit activate and execute. We're gonna be flying as United 1 today, which is a pretty cool call sign. All of our weights and payload is already put into here from SimBrief. We're going to do flaps 15 for takeoff. V1 is going to be 148, VR 161, and V2 is going to be 169. We are pretty heavy today. Got lots of fuel. And our FMC pre-flight is completed. Alright, for our MCP panel, we're going to get our flight directors on, and we're going to add 15 to our V2 speed. That should be around, let's just put 180. And our initial cruise altitude is going to be flight level 340. Get that set there. LNAV and VNAV can come on. And we have about 1 minute and 48 seconds left on our align time. While we wait for the IRSs to align, let's go ahead and start up our APU. Alright, we have IRS alignments. We're going to briefly go over our flight plan here and make sure everything checks out. Alright, our flight plan checks out and everything looks good. Set auto brake to RTO, and I'm pretty sure all of our passengers have boarded. Let's go to system, check our doors, If everything is closed up, let's go ahead and get our beacon light on. And we are ready for pushback. Fuel pumps can come on as well. And I'll go ahead and call the tug for our push. Alright, we are tuned onto San Francisco ground. And our altimeter is 3007. And tug is getting connected to the aircraft currently.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, release the parking brakes. And we are starting our push. Alright, starting up engine 1. Alright, we have a good start on engine 1, starting up engine 2. Alright, we have 2 good starts. APU can come off, and we don't need anything else on the overhead. Let's go ahead and do a flight control test. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, full left rudder, full right rudder, neutral, and flight controls are free and correct. We can tone down these floodlights here, and we're going to set flaps 15. Alright, we got the tug moving out the way, and the marshaller should be moving out any second now. Let's go ahead and get our taxi light on. See a lot more here. We get parking brake off and add some power. We can get rid of that display, and we can do weather and traffic and terrain on this side. And we're going to taxi out of here and then flip around and go full length runway 28 left. Airport is pretty quiet right now. It is, I think, around 11 p.m. So there's not too much traffic.
American 1941 ground, alright.
Alright, flaps are set to 15, TCAS is TARA, auto brake is set to RTO, cabin has been advised, and all of our lights are on. Let's go ahead and spool them up. Are set. Your speed's alive, 80 knots.
B1.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb. You're up. All nav. Thrust ref, VNAV speed. We have a stable climb out here. Gonna be passing over South San Francisco here and then heading towards the Pacific. Speed check, flaps 5. Passing through 5,000 feet. Auto brake can go off. Flaps are clean. We don't need our runway turnoffs or taxi anymore. Alright, we hit 10,000 feet. We're trying to speed up to 310 knots. We can go ahead and get our seatbelts off, wing light can come off, as well as our landing lights. And the only reason I have auto throttle turned off is because the aircraft does have a bit of a glitch where it kind of limits the thrust over 10,000 feet, and the climb performance of the aircraft is pretty bad. So I'm just going to leave it here and kind of manage the thrust until we reach our initial cruise altitude of flight level 340. Alright, we've reached 18,000 feet. We are encountering a bit of turbulence, so I'm going to go ahead and put that seatbelt sign back on. Alright, 34,000 feet has been reached. We're at our cruising altitude. There's really not too much I can show for a montage, since it's going to be pretty much pitch black for 80% of the flight. So I'll see you guys when we are about to descend into Singapore. Alright, we are pretty close to our top descent now to Singapore. As you can see on the display here, we are currently at flight level 430, which I believe is the maximum altitude for this aircraft. And it is just now sunrise out on our left. So it's a pretty relaxing flight so far, but it's mostly been in the darkness. But yeah, we're getting ready to descend here in about an hour and a half, and I'll catch you guys then. Alright, we're getting ready to descend here in just a moment. Currently entering our altitude restrictions, and our initial descent altitude is going to be flight level 392. Weather doesn't look too bad off the coast here. But it might be pretty cloudy in Singapore for our approach. Alright, we've started our descent. Descending to flight level 392 initially, and then flight level 338, and down to 16,000, 10,000, and so on. And for our arrival, it's just going to be a pretty simple right-hand turn toward the airport. And then we're going to land on runway 02 left. let's head over to the NRF page, to approach, and we're going to do flaps 30, 130 for our landing today. Auto brake is going to be 1. We have a relatively long runway, I believe, 10,500 feet, so we have plenty of runway to use. And descent is going pretty smoothly, nothing too complex with this approach. As we make this turn on the right hand side, or on the left hand side, we should see downtown Singapore, which should be nice. Orbex does have some city scenery that I have installed, so it should look pretty realistic. Alright, we've passed through 18,000 feet. QNH is going to be 1011. Alright, 1011 is set. Alright, we should be slowing up to 250 here. Just gonna make sure that's set. Get some speed brake out. Let's get our landing lights on. Runway turnoffs. Wing light is already on. And we're gonna let the cabin that we are approaching our airport. Alright, we're gonna get down to 7,000 feet. We're at 4,000 feet. Looks like we do have some weather over the airport, but that shouldn't affect us too much on our approach. Sending through 7,000 now. Speed check, flaps 1. Alright, we're going to slow up to 200 knots. We are flaps 5 right now. About to make that turn toward the right. Right over the water here. And we're going to descend down to 1,500 feet. And you can start to see all the ships that are right on the water off the coast of the downtown Singapore. Alright, we're going to slow up to 175. Some speed brake. Speed check. Flaps 15. And we can see the city to our left hand side. Slow down to our final approach speed, which is going to be 130. Bring out some more flaps. Flaps 25. Airport is in sight, as well as the runway. And there's all those buildings into Singapore. Alright, let's go gear down. Approach mode activated. Let's go flaps 30. Alright, gears down, flaps are 30, cabin has been advised, landing lights are on. Auto brake is RTO. A little bit high on the approach. Should be back to 2 white, 2 red in just a second.
400.
There it is. Keep the power in.
300.
Gonna come in kind of low, just so we can get a butter.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Alright, we're down. First normal. Knots, we can sell the reversers, manual braking, and we're going to take the next exit. Alright, in 16 hours and 30 minutes later, we are in Singapore. Definitely a nice flight, probably one of the longest I've done in a United aircraft. And we're going to take this exit here and clean up the aircraft when we are on this taxiway here. Don't need the strobe light as well, and the beacon lights. And let's go ahead and start up our APU. Alright, let's make a left down here, and our gate should be on our left hand side. Alright, here's our gate. Very good right there. Parking brake on. APU is on. Shut down engine 2. Seatbelt signs can come off. Beacon light can come off. Taxi light and our fuel pumps. And we have finished our flight to Singapore. Alright, I really hope you guys enjoyed that flight to Singapore. That was up there with the Doha flight for the longest flights I've ever taken. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like. Comment for some more flight suggestions and things you guys want to see. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.